What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I got the legendary SSJ. I got the legendary Mal. I never thought Mal would come back, but he's back. He's back. He's back
to the dark side. Something dark.
I wish I had that Eminem song. Guess who's back? Guess who's back
again?
That he killed that song. But let's talk about Spider-Man 4 updates. And Darth Mal, like on the Discord, it seemed like you had a lot to say when I put out that video. I want to ask your, what do you think about this whole situation? I'm dying to hear what you had to say first.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this, bro. Like it's a complete disaster. It's a complete disaster. So I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but apparently Disney wanted a grounded Spider-Man film where it's more street level and it's just like him fighting, like I don't know, Kingpin or something like that. But it was actually Sony, because Sony owns Spider-Man. It was Sony who wanted it to be a multiverse film, and they wanted like a No Way Home type of movie again. And in my opinion, it was just like that's a very bad idea. It's a very bad idea, and the whole point of No Way Home's ending was for him to become Spider-Man and become the true Spider-Man that we all know and love. Got the classic suit and all that stuff going on. And it's like, you want to go right back into the multiverse stuff? Like, I don't know. They're looking at only dollar signs.
I was absolutely disgusted because after we saw the ending of the third film, it felt like this Tom Holland Spider-Man was going to stand on his own.
Exactly.
Yeah. It felt like we was going to get a fourth film with just him.
Yep.
But I want to ask y'all this question, and I'm very serious when I say this question. Do y'all think they don't believe in Tom Holland's acting ability to hold his own in a movie? Because we never seen this before, where the movie star is like a Batman or something, but there's always a different character still in the screen time from the main character. This is crazy to me. So do y'all think that Tom Holland can't act and they know that behind closed doors?
I think it's possible. Yeah.
I think his acting is good.
Well, I'm not a big fan of him either as Spider-Man, but if you ask me, the main thing is that they want to make money and they want to have as many cameos in this movie as possible. That's what I think is going on.
Did y'all hear that Daredevil they're trying to redo Deadpool and Wolverine? Oh, what's up, Burst Jones?
Hey, what's going on, folks?
What's up? What's up? Woo, we got a team right here.
I heard your voice in a minute, bro. Pause.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy.
We got some Christmas lights going on. Burst Jones, did you hear about the updates of Spider-Man 4?
I've heard from Feige that they said something about grounded, but you don't know if he's going to be on Earth or somewhere else, kind of thing.
What's up, Omar?
Yo,
that's what I thought. So I think because I had a thought as soon as I saw your video. I think that by the end of I believe this was going to happen. At the end of Spider-Man 4, he's going to end up on Battle World, and we probably won't see another solo film for about maybe 4 or 5 years. That's what I think.
Damn.
Most of the fan base, at least the stuff I saw on Instagram, a lot of people are mad because they just wanted a grounded film like Disney wanted. And we don't want this multiverse. I don't know about y'all, everybody that's on this panel, but aren't y'all tired of the multiverse? I wanted a Spider-Man movie by himself defeating one of his villains.
Dude, yeah, I've been tired since.
I'm tired of the multiverse since.
I think it's
pretty much
since Quantum Mania, bro.
I think they hands are tied with Spider-Man because of what Sony's doing.
Yeah, yep, it's all Sony. Surprisingly,
how about we just give the Doctor Doom thing, the first one, a chance, and then we'll go from there.
That Doctor Doom movie won't be good. I guarantee y'all. They overpaid Robert Downey Jr. That's telling me that he's only there for the money. He milked the cow, what we would like to say, and he's not going to give us a good performance. He's going to be a Saturday morning cartoon live action. I cannot see him as this evil villain after seeing him play Iron Man for almost 20 years. I
He
can't.
won't be Doctor Doom. He'll be like an evil version of Tony Stark. That's what
I heard that he was actually playing Victor though.
Yeah, that's what I
he's
heard.
playing Victor, but he'll just act like an evil version of Tony Stark. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
that's how Robert Downey Jr. acts in all of his movies.
Hey, what if? And this probably will piss people off. What if they'll pull like an Iron Man 3, and he's not like the true Doctor Doom? He's like more like an impersonator or something like that. An impersonator.
Yeah. If you ask me, this is not going to be like the.
Nah, I don't think they do.
Like the final Doom that we'll see. I think we'll see like the actual Doom that we all know like later on.
I hope you're right. If they're smart, they will have Tony Stark with the costume on the whole entire time. If they're smart,
Like in my opinion, this is gonna be like a variant Doom, and not like the actual Doom, but a variant of him.
Who's playing the new Iron Man? Who's playing the new Iron Man to replace Tony Stark?
Riri will be the face of the Iron Man.
She's Ironheart.
There's no Iron Man. There's just Ironheart.
And to me, that's crazy. We got War Machine. We already have a black face with this series. Why have Ironheart? No one cares about that character.
Yeah, Don Cheadle's old. He's old.
I think they canceled Armor Wars. I think.
Well, they're making a movie. They're making a movie.
Yeah, it was
I heard it was canceled completely.
No, it's not. The movie's still on.
Not for what I heard lately. Through the grapevine.
What if War Machine is killed off in Armored War?
That's what I think's going to happen.
That's what I think is going to happen too.
Yeah. So you heard Burst Jones that they canceled the movie? I didn't hear about that.
They said they quietly canceled Armored Wars. That's what I heard, along with the Eternal sequel.
I feel like that would have been big news if they canceled that.
Let me double check.
I mean, we gotta see because like they said the Acolyte was canceled too, and that came out.
Yeah, because it was iconic because nobody liked it.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
I saw one episode of that Acolyte.
Some folks that liked it.
They only got Ironheart. They only got Ironheart on the list for the Phase 5.
Oh wow! I saw one episode. I saw one episode of Acolyte. I said no. I'm not gonna punish myself. Watch this whole thing. I'm not.
I just looked it up.
I didn't even attempt to watch that.
They said that it's never mind. No, this is old. This is old as hell. Never mind. They haven't said anything about it, but they haven't said nothing.
Was it supposed to be Phase 5 or Phase 6? Because I'm looking at the TV series. Phase 5. I don't see it on there.
It might be 6. It was in Phase 5.
I think it was, but they took it off.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it's not on Phase 5, so it must be
they must have took it off, kind of like how they took off Blade, because Blade was on there for next year, but they took that off.
And I think we agreed on the Discord that there's never going to be a good Spider-Man movie until they get a new actor to play Spider-Man. Do y'all agree with that? Because I just don't think Tom Holland is it. I don't think any Spider-Man movie will be good with him in it.
I think it ruins your perception when you saw him getting fucked in the ass. I think that kind of.
No, I hated him way before that.
Hey, Paul, I posted the article in the private chat if you want.
Private chat.
I mean, we want to know, I guess, until they actually try to make him give him an actual good movie. Because, like, in every movie he's had people help him.
Yeah,
he hasn't been good in those.
I heard,
and they haven't once tried to make him stand on his own 2 feet.
His voice is terrible to me for Peter Parker.
Yeah, I hate his voice too. Yeah.
His voice is annoying.
He sounds like a Lego character in Civil War when he was like, "Hey, everyone."
He sounds like a little kid, like younger.
He needs he sounds bad, but I think he needs a good script because he might get a little more, forgiveness if he like has a great script. Because in my opinion, you know, Kristen Bell as Batman. Like to me
Yeah.
personally, I didn't like him as Batman.
Oh,
But
you
he had,
tripping.
yeah, but he had great movies though. So it's like, you know, it made up for it.
Yeah.
Now, Christian Bell, he takes a L because he let a villain outplay him as the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker. So he takes a L for that. But to me, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
I don't like him as Bruce Wayne that much, but it took me to get time for his voice because remember he had that voice chamber, so it took me
Yeah.
time to enjoy the
Yeah, his
Batman.
voice was crazy. Once
Yeah.
I heard Kevin Conroy voice him, I'm like, yeah, this is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
Kevin
this is
Conroy
outside
is
of
the
I know this
Batman.
is outside of topic, but who's your favorite Batman?
Kevin
For me,
Conroy is
it's
Batman.
Pattinson now.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson killed that. And I don't know if y'all remember my videos, but I was roasting Robert Pattinson for a whole year before the movie came out.
Everybody didn't have hope in him
Yeah,
being
everybody was.
Batman. Yeah, everybody didn't like that.
I was
But
like,
he
this is
proved
crazy.
They
everybody
kept
wrong.
calling him Twilight Boy.
Yeah.
I still think Robert Pattinson should have been Batman Beyond, but he still was a great Batman to me.
I think it's too old to be Beyond.
You think so?
Yeah,
He looked
he's too
young
old
in the
for
movie,
Batman
though.
Beyond. He could
Pattinson's
probably
like
pull
what,
out
like 40?
Nightwing to me.
You said what?
How old is Robert Pattinson? Like 40?
Nah, he like
He's in
33.
his 30s.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's still too old, right?
I think
yeah,
he could
yeah.
pull off Nightwing instead.
Yeah, you're right. It is too old because I think Batman Beyond is like 19, 18, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
He's
But
38.
to me, he looked
Oh,
young.
he's pushing 40.
To me, Robert Pattinson looked young in this movie.
What do you think about him as Nightwing, Paul?
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take that.
If for whatever reason he didn't get the role as Batman, they were like, yeah, well, we can give you Nightwing.
Yeah, I would have took that. They need to make a Nightwing movie. They playing on that. Shit.
Yeah, they should.
On a Nightwing movie, but I guess that got lost when James Gunn took that over.
I heard they was going to do a Batman Beyond movie before James Gunn took it over.
Yeah, they canceled it. It was going to be like
they canceled it.
Like Spider-Verse.
It looked good too.
What was it going to be? Animation or live action?
It was animated.
Animated.
And it looked just like Spider-Verse. It had the same like style.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting tired of those graphics, and I'm getting tired of other companies trying to copy off that. I felt like the Ninja Turtles, the past movie, Mutant Mayhem. I felt like those graphics was trying to copy off of.
Yeah, they was.
That. Yeah, like come on, be original.
That's what Hollywood does, bro. They copy what makes money.
There's like millions of artists in the world. Like I know it has to be a great design out there they could take.
They could have used that. They could have used that new animation on the new show that's on Paramount Plus. They could have used that instead of like the CGI. They would have saved them a ton of money and time.
Exactly. Now let's go to our next topic, and this should be a good one. We're talking about the Black Panther. Who is there to blame for the second film? A lot of people, I'm never going to call him by his regular name, the Ryan the Raccoon. So some people blame Ryan the Raccoon for not recasting the Black Panther. I blame Kevin Feige. I want to believe that it was a higher power that told Ryan the Raccoon we can't recast him.
That's definitely what happened. I agree with that.
Yeah, I want to believe that. I don't want to believe a brother that looked like us would say, it doesn't matter if we recast Black Panther. The character doesn't matter. We got his sister. I hope that's not his real mindset. I don't want to believe that.
I mean, if you like see what things are going on now as far as like the gender swap and the female versions of characters, you're not, I don't think you'd be too far off with that statement or the accusation.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, who got balls in Hollywood to stand up for this? Because if I was in the Ryan the Raccoon situation, I would have walked out the set. I would be like, if we can't recast Black Panther, I don't want my name on this property.
Then
Because
it would have been
Yeah,
10
until
times
he
terrible.
says he didn't do that, that really makes him a Uncle T.
yeah,
It was
makes
definitely
him
like
a
a
sellout
corporate
too.
decision.
You
Like
said what?
higher up. I said it was definitely like a corporate decision, like a higher up
It
type
had to
decision.
be. It had to be.
Because if you ask me, I think Chadwick Boseman was just too iconic and too popular, and they didn't want to like play. They didn't want to risk it probably with hiring a new actor, so they played it safe and just got
Yeah, but you
Shuri.
recasted Red Hulk though. That's so
Yeah.
stupid to me.
Well, well, you know what? That's true, but it's like he wasn't anywhere near as iconic, I guess, as Black Panther.
So because he's less iconic, they're gonna recast him. But because Black Panther's iconic, don't recast him. Keep him dead. That's dumb to me.
So what would have happened
Well,
if
they're thinking about the fans and just like fans gonna be upset probably about it.
now what
I
if the
don't
roles
think
were
fans would
reversed?
have though. I just think it's part of their feminist agenda. Like they wanted this. Like
Yeah,
they
it's
wanted
that
an
too.
excuse.
Yeah,
They
I think
wanted
it's
an
that
excuse
too.
to get rid of the male.
Yeah, they
That's what
wanted
it felt like.
Shuri.
Yeah, and then my thing is, I don't know if Disney, Kevin Feige, and them know anything about African culture or consent. But when have there ever been where there was a king and queen situation and a queen or a princess or someone like that gave power to elect a king? It makes no sense. Even in science fiction, a female electing a king for a society. It's awful.
Well, that's just because of the agenda. That's
Yeah.
strictly because of the agenda.
I believe T'Challa Jr. or whatever in the next Black Panther film, like
Mini me.
he's gonna be a feminist. If I could be I'm
He might be
guaranteed.
off that sweet and low since he's raised by women.
Even if the movie is starring him, how much you want to bet Cherie and the other female characters will still overpower this kid? They'll be like,
Yeah.
"Step back, kid. I taught you everything I know. I'm gonna save the day. You will be my sidekick." Oh, fuck these bastards.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Because even the first Black Panther movie, I felt like there was moments he stepped back and like Sari and the other girls was fighting sometimes. Just little moments, like little glitches. And I could really see that really taking over once T'Challa's son is the face of the Black Panther.
Exactly. And if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, when's the best time to have the females take over? Oh, well, he died in real life, so I guess we can really set this plan in motion.
Like I agree. I felt like there was like a long-term plans to put, Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa in the background, but when his death came along, it was like, oh my goodness, our plans have moved forward.
Yeah, split the process up.
Well, one of my fans begged me to see the Black Panther movie because I have not seen the second Black Panther movie to this day. How bad do y'all think I would hate it? And do y'all think my rant would just be crazy if I saw it today?
Bro, honestly,
So
like even like
you made a YouTube video saying you saw the video.
I was joking.
I know. I'm just
yeah, honestly, like even if you didn't want to watch it because of what happened with T'Challa and Shuri, bro, like even the plot was still bad. At least to me, like the plot was bad to me, and I hate the villain. Like it was just bad all around to me.
One of the testimonies in my video that I did, the guy was like, why would they kill the scientists even though they have the blueprints for the vibranium detector already? Like it wouldn't make sense just to kill one person if they already got the the schematics for the vibranium detector, because they're not going to just let the girl keep the invention in her head. They're going to be blueprints for this stuff. But I guess like they didn't think of that. I guess like they just want us to just look at it as like, oh my God, they're after Riri because she knows how to build vibranium detectors. But 9 out of 10, the government had the blueprints already. So don't be surprised if we don't see don't be surprised if we see any more vibranium detectors in the future.
Yeah, I heard it was like Mexicans versus African females in this movie.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was.
Was that
That's what
it?
was.
Yeah.
If
That's
it's a real, you would have been like
They
an
were
actual cool.
Mexicans because they were underwater, basically. So get it, Mexican wetbacks. So instead of making them actually Atlanteans, they made them Mexicans versus the Africans in water.
So
Do you know? Do you know like what would have been like a little bit cooler, like cooler plot? Probably like if they like had a new enemy trying to attack Wakanda after they found out that T'Challa was dead or that their
That's
king
what it
was
was,
down.
bro. Did you not see that? That's what it was. The new enemy was Namor. He tried to attack Wakanda after.
I thought he
T'Challa
wanted
died.
more than that though.
That was a
That's what it was,
coincidence because he wanted Riri. He wanted
No, like what was his plan? Wasn't that though, right?
it was that.
It was that.
It was to kill Riri, but Wakanda didn't want to give her up, so that's why he invaded. He wasn't going to invade until they said we're not giving her up.
So did Atlantis even look good? The underwater world.
The Atlantis, I'd say the Atlantis from the Aquaman movie looked way better.
Yeah, it kind of
sad.
Yeah, that is sad because that was so.
That movie was terrible.
Yeah,
it kind of looked like the how terrible the CGI was from the beginning of Love and Thunder when Gore was talking to that god. He was standing before him. Like I thought that CGI was kind of terrible, and it kind of resembled the Atlantean CGI underwater.
Can we all agree that the past movies of Disney Marvel, they got a CGI problem? They do.
Yeah, they do.
A lot of situations, the scenes look fake, the blood look fake sometimes. They got some type of CGI, especially on the She-Hulk show. That was just awful.
Remember how when she was twerking, people kept eating that scene up. I'm like, she looks awful doing this.
Exactly. They need to go to practical effects, man.
They weren't even like she wasn't even like rendered right, because it looked like she was more darker when she was twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. If y'all can go back and look at it, like it wasn't rendered right, and you could tell that it was, you can only suspend your disbelief so much. You'd be like, nah, she's not even there at all. It's like it's just a broad wearing a damn green screen suit or a mocap suit. That's it.
Because I read a report a year and a half ago that the special effects team from Marvel, they said they're under stress. They're working so many hours to get a bunch of projects done and stuff. Maybe they need to hire more people or something if they're going to keep pushing content out, because these CGI effects are terrible to me.
I don't think
they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the money.
They're being cheap.
Yeah.
Well, these movies aren't making money like they used to.
Well, they're still making a huge profit. Like a lot of people think if the movie doesn't make $1 billion, then it's a failure. But it's still not a failure if they made $200 to $400 million of profit from it. So these movies are making the money. That's why they keep the agenda up, because it's selling.
The Marvels didn't even make their budget back. It was like 206 million against a 40 million budget.
Yeah, they flopped.
I think the first one they bought the tickets. I don't think it made $1 billion the first time.
Me
Captain
too.
Marvel. I don't even know. That's kind of tricky if you ask me, because like that came out in the absolute like peak of the MCU. That was right between Infinity War and Endgame. So I don't know. Like it's possible that it didn't make that much money. Only because of the hype of the MCU at that point.
I just don't believe a character like that would make $1 billion. I believe Disney have known to lie about profit sales and viewership to their product.
Which one was that? Like what movie was that they lied about
The Acolyte.
They lied about the Ahsoka show. The views.
Oh yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah, so they're known to lie to boost up people to see their product.
Yeah, I have not seen the Acolyte at all. Like I have not
Don't
seen.
watch it, man.
Don't watch
Don't
it.
watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
They do a weird dance thing, ritual thing. It's weird, man. They kill it.
When I heard that the female was like the entity of the force, I like no, I can't watch another episode. I think that's the third episode. Like, nah.
They canceled season 2 of the Acolyte too.
Thank God.
This whole show got canceled. Thank
How many
God.
years ago in the past it was? Like 300 years, 400, or something like that.
Hopefully they just say it's not canon anymore because they took all of that Acolyte merchandise from a lot of stores. So you can't even buy that stuff no more.
I don't get why they couldn't just go with the Old Republic. Like, give us titles that matter. Damn it.
You'll probably get
if
Republic.
Ego and Pride, Ego and Pride, they want to make their own stuff.
In my opinion, they should just go like way in the future, like way past like Ray, just go into a whole new thing.
Well, they're trying to force us to like this Ray character. That's why they're doing another Ray trilogy.
Yeah, they just let Ray go.
Yeah,
so that's still in develop. So that's still in development. The Ray sequel.
Yeah,
it's happening. Yeah,
that might be the first Star Wars movie I never see. I don't know. I might see it just because I got a YouTube channel, but that's up to debate. Star Wars is truly dead. Star Trek is dead. That's why I don't mention that at all. And I used to be a huge Star Trek fan, and now Star Wars is going that same route. Unfortunately,
yeah, I've seen a lot of
the first trailer. They show Rey with her hair cut short and the sides of her head shaved.
On Ray. I'm definitely gonna rant about it. Like, I'm tired of seeing the gay dyke shit. My thing is, if you're gonna make a female character act like a dude, get a dude to play the character. Like, I remember Taskmaster, that you would thought it was a dude throughout the whole entire movie of the Black Widow, and then we find out like towards the middle, towards the end, that it was a female. I don't like stuff like that.
Yeah,
I literally
ruined that
when I saw that.
They ruined Taskmaster.
Yeah, I don't like shit like
that. And
I
can't believe like I actually bought it, to watch it on Disney Plus. I actually bought it to see.
Oh my God.
They got you, bro.
Yeah, they got you good.
They got you good.
I watched it on fmovies.com. That's where you can watch all the new stuff for free.
That's the website I use, F Movies.
That's what they were doing to like, at the same time streaming and theater release during the pandemic. They didn't know what to do with Black Widow, so they just released the movie both in theaters and on streaming, but we had to pay like $29.99 to watch it.
Yeah,
I can't believe that actor that plays Black Widow was about to leave Marvel because she wanted like $25 million a film. Do she know that character really don't matter and she could easily be written off? Who cares about Black
Widow? But you gotta remember. You gotta remember, a lot of white guys love her big butt and stuff.
You could get another sexy girl to play her.
I think she moved on to Jurassic Park.
She's probably heated right now that Robert got paid $90 billion for Doomsday.
I heard it was $100 million.
Yes, I think it was even.
I think it was like $90 million plus like a car.
What I heard it was $100 million plus toy sales and 10% of the box office. So he's going to get probably $200 or $300 million when it's all said and done.
So what's the budget movie going to be then? If they just paying him $100 million?
They believe that the movie is going to make over $1 billion. $2 billion.
It probably is though. It is.
They're banking on his name for the most part too.
But to me, he's not a big name. If you take
for the MCU, he is.
If you take Robert Downey Jr. out of the superhero stuff, if he does his own movie, those tickets ain't gonna sell like that. People come to the movies to see the Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's just big for Marvel. Ain't gonna sell like Denzel or somebody like that if he does like an independent film or something. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, his name ain't really big like that. It's just nerd culture, nerd entertainment is a huge phenomenon right now. It's a big movement right now.
Did y'all
Superhero movies is like the biggest thing in theater and cinema now.
did y'all see what James Gunn said about Deadpool and Wolverine, saying that about cameo porn, but don't he put like his family and his wife in his movies? You know,
Yeah, what
almost
about
Dude,
his
all
little
the time.
Superman movie
he put
that's
like
coming
5 other
out that
characters in,
got
in
all these
Superman
cameos?
Legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, what
What's he
about all
talking
these little
about?
cameos?
I can
he got in
guarantee you
Superman?
that Amelia Harcourt will be at towards the end of
Superman.
going into
Yeah, she probably will
Peacemaker
because that's
season
his
2.
wife, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do y'all think that this Superman movie will be really, really good?
I don't know.
I
I
think it's
don't.
gonna be dog shit.
I don't have
I
any
do
faith in
too.
it.
I don't think it's gonna be good at all. It's not
It
gonna touch
turns
Man of
me
Steel.
it turns me off of all these characters he's putting in the movie.
Me
Yeah.
too. And plus, I'm not impressed with the guy that they got playing Superman. He just looks like a discount Henry Cavill to me.
Yeah, he does.
Like you
I
might as
think
well have just used Henry Cavill for another
I think
one.
there's all like in the James Gunn universe, like there are already going to be established superheroes, and then here comes Superman. Like, shouldn't
Here comes
Superman be
Superman.
first before
Exactly. Yep.
everyone else? Should Superman come before everybody else to establish this whole, new cinematic universe?
No,
But
no, no, but that's boring though. So they want to make it different. That's boring to them.
My biggest fear with the new Superman movie is Superman's going to be a background character in his own damn.
I can see that too. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see
That's what I
it.
think is gonna
Everybody-
Yeah,
happen.
because he's the
Not gonna
only
be
because he's the
good.
one that's not established. I think Hawk Girl, whatever, Green Lantern, like they've already been established in that universe, I guess.
I think
Like he's the new kid on the block, pretty much.
I think that would be pretty lame if all of them taught him how to be a superhero.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's
is.
awful.
Yeah, that's you can't do that. Like, Superman came first. Like, why y'all gotta go backwards? Like, gotta go backwards of tradition. Like, Superman came first. He started everything. He started everything. The whole superhero genre.
Exactly.
But you want to have these other people that he inspired. His character probably inspired like other writers or creators to make these other characters, and he's supposed to be mentoring them, not the other way around.
I will say this movie of Superman, it cannot be average. It has to be good, or people on social media is going to call for this guy's job in the first big film that he put out. Seriously.
And then we're gonna get a lot of cameos from Viola Davis as Amanda Waller in there. And then what else we got coming out this year?
Well, we got Creature Commandos coming out, and that pissed me off because it looked like Suicide Squad. I'm like, are y'all serious?
Looks like Suicide
Yeah,
Squad.
it is Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
because she said she wasn't allowed to use like humans anymore, so she just using like monsters, instead of using like Peacemaker them. So I guess like that ramification or that trouble that she got into at the end of Peacemaker season 1. I guess she had to like double back and like, you know what? Monsters don't have rights, so let's just use them. I mean, she actually said that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the Suicide Squad, but with monsters.
The trailer was so off. And the saddest part of everything, Creature Commandos was the only thing that James Gunn mentioned in his plan that I wanted to see. And I think it's going to be a disaster. I wanted to see Creature Commandos.
Which one he was more passionate about besides
Superman and Batman Brave and Above? That's going to be woke as hell.
I could have sworn it was something else. I could have sworn it was the Authority or
the Authorities with the gay version of Superman and Batman.
They need to cancel that. Nobody want to see that.
Yeah, nobody want to see that shit.
What is that, like the what you call weren't they featured in a Superman movie before? Some
No,
parts of the
not that I
Authority,
know of.
Not that I
like
know of.
is Manchester Black still a hero? You remember it was that movie Superman versus the Elite. Y'all remember that movie?
I didn't see that
I
movie.
didn't see it.
Y'all didn't see that movie? It's on Max,
It's
right?
an animation film, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see that movie.
yeah. It came out. It came out before the pre Panther and stuff. So
Yeah. And one of our last topics, how do y'all feel about Miles Morales? I want to hear SSJ opinion, because throughout our conversations throughout the year, it feels like you hate this Miles Morales character and you really don't want to see him in the MCU. And why do you feel that way?
So unless, because you know how whenever they adapt these characters, they usually switch up something with their story. So like we discussed, unless they switch up his story, I don't really care to see this character, because on paper it seems cool to see a black Spider-Man with his own set of problems and his own villains and his own abilities in his own part of New York. But really, they just made him a black version of Peter Parker. He goes to high school. He has his friends. He has a smart friend that does the gadgets for him, like Harry Osborn does. And then he basically has a family member of his that he die, that inspires him to be a hero. His dad dies. His black dad dies. And then for whatever reason, they don't promote his black side nearly enough as they do, even though they always say, "Oh, this is the black Spider-Man," but they
because
always just say that, "Oh, this is his Hispanic side." And usually with whenever it comes to like Hispanic families taking their family's last name, they usually take their father's last name. But for whatever reason, they gave him Miles Morales instead of Miles Davis, and they always just promote his Spanish side more. So
you
I don't
know
really
why
care for this character.
they despise his other half.
Yeah, they despise his other half. That's why they killed his father. Get it?
What killed me when I first heard about this character, I think it was around 2011 or 12. They was promoting this character before it came out. Ooh, a black Spider-Man and all that stuff. Like, they was promoting him as a black character. And then eventually, once I started reading his comics, he was half Hispanic, half black. And I knew that was going to be a huge problem, because after the Spider-Verse movie came out, there was a lot of fans on Instagram saying they want uh, MCU to cast a Hispanic live action to play Miles Morales. And I knew that was going to be a problem, because nobody really want to see a black Spider-Man. And if he's light-skinned like a Hispanic, they'll be fine with that. And I just felt like they crossed us in a way. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. What you think about that Darth Maul, about Miles Morales? Because the only reason why I want to see him in live action, because I got his original stuff. I got his first appearance, Fallout #4, and I got the first 28 issues, and I'm gonna sell all of that once his movie come out.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of Miles now, because they've been pushing Miles heavy these past like 5 years. Like, he's been being pushed like way too hard now. I'm ready for just a live action Miles, and then that'll be it for me.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
My thing is, when I read his books and stuff, it doesn't feel like a black story. It doesn't feel like an urban character. Like,
No, you're right. Yeah.
if I close my eyes and read this story, I would think it was Peter Parker.
Yeah, he's like he's not like Luke Cage, because Luke Cage is more like an urban black story type of character.
Yeah.
Like, if Miles had stories like Luke Cage, that would be actually like really cool.
Plus, he talks Spanish in a lot of his comics too. So
yeah, you're right.
He taps a lot more into his Puerto Rican heritage than he does his African heritage. I bet you he eats rice and beans more than he does fried chicken.
I'm glad that dude apologized who wrote What If Miles Morales. I'm glad he apologized for writing that.
Yeah, those were horrible. Those what if Miles Morales comics were horrible?
The only one I slightly enjoyed was the one with Wolverine. I would like to see that world flushed out. I would like to see like maybe another mini series of Miles Morales as Wolverine, because I feel like the other ones they were just too generic, especially the one where he was Thor and they was like just
That
talking
was
all
bad.
and shit. And
Yeah.
like I was literally like, as I was writing the review, I was literally like, losing brain cells, because I was like, nobody talks like that anymore, like unless you're in the hood or something like that. But they treated Asgard as it was the hood.
Dude, that comic was so stupid, man.
He had Jordans and stuff on. I'm like,
Yeah,
come
he
on,
had
man.
It was
Zora
like
Jordan.
it was low key a mockery, bro.
Talking about some
Yeah.
Hammer time, like what?
Yeah, shit. It's like they don't care about our black characters, because let's talk about Blade for a second. Like, when are they gonna make a Blade movie? Now they're talking about Wesley Snipes maybe coming back. The fans want him. It's like this movie should have been came out. And to me, Wesley Snipes is too old. I know that I talked to SSJ about this situation, but I never really talked to Mal and Burst Jones. What do y'all feel about Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade? And do y'all even think the Blade movie should even happen now?
I think if they do like an old version of Blade, I'll be down with that for him to come back. But he shouldn't be the main Blade though. And as for his new movie, they gotta just scrap it because
Yeah.
it's like nothing's happening. There's no progress. They keep rewriting stuff, the scripts and all that stuff. They gotta just put a plug on that, and they should just put Blade in like a different movie, like a team up movie or something. That's what I would do.
His character.
Yeah, yep, and then try again with a show or a movie.
I would love to see Blade and the Punisher work together.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I think that would be a real cool mix right there.
So, John Berthel, I hope I'm saying his name right. His Punisher is the official MCU's Punisher now.
Yeah, John Berthel.
Yeah, he's gonna be in
To me, John Berthel is a bitch ass nigga.
Wait, what?
Because he canceled. Because he canceled on you. Like,
yeah, I was just about to say that. This dude canceled on me. I want to say 3, but I know 2 times for sure. And I went to Chicago twice just to see him, and he canceled on me at the day I was at Chicago.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I paid for gas money, hotel. I wanted to get some stuff signed from him. If you're too busy, don't agree to go to these Comic Cons. Like, that's bullshit. Yeah, you cancel it 2 or 3 times. That's fuck shit. So until I meet him, he's a bitch. Shit. But soon I'm SSJ and Omar, y'all inspire me. I'm buying pops now, and I'm gonna get them signed at Comic Cons, and I'm gonna do videos on it in the near future.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna start collecting signed pops. Like, whenever I see a Comic Con, I see the celebrity list, and then I'm gonna buy the pop of the celebrity and get them signed, because those signed pops are going for a lot of money on eBay.
Yes, they are, and especially if you get them signed and graded.
Yeah,
put in like that protective box.
And now at Comic Cons, now they just started doing this about 2 years ago. You could get your signature authentic, like you get the sticker and everything, so people would know it's real, and that boosts up the autograph even more money. And it only costs $10 to get that sticker of authenticity.
Oh, the sticker of authenticity.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start getting that on all my autographs, and I'm gonna get it on my pops. So if I sell it, it'll be worth more money because I got that sticker, so people know the autograph is actually real.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So is there any crazy topics y'all want to talk about?
Nah, I don't know. This Spider-Man was a big one, man. This is very bad for Spider-Man's future.
Yeah, it definitely
Like
is.
they're gonna ruin his character completely.
They are. I just think it's unforgivable to have Tom Holland to do a fourth film. Out of all the Spider-Mans that they made movies on, why does Tom Holland deserve a fourth film? Just reboot it.
What would you do if he was killed off within the first 5 to 10 minutes of his Spider-Man 4 film?
It would be one of the greatest movies of all time. Even if the story was shit and they killed him off, I'll forgive them.
Bro, and then just like he doesn't even want to be Spider-Man anymore because he said numerous times that he wanted
Yeah, he
somebody else
did
to
say
play it.
that.
He wanted Miles to play it, and he wanted like to just retire. He was done playing it. Like he doesn't even want to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
My
exactly why I brought that up.
My guess is he's gonna pass the torch to Miles Morales, maybe the end of the fourth film, but definitely the fifth film for sure.
Which is
That's my
crazy because he has no right to pass a torch to anyone. Like he doesn't even have a torch.
He just
he's
became a
he's done.
Spider-Man.
He is exactly like he just became like the actual Spider-Man.
He was
What do you
basically
mean?
Spider Boy.
Exactly. That's what he was for 3 movies.
Yeah, Spider Boy. I just don't get the direction they went with those 3 films. Like him being in high school in all 3 movies. Like really?
And then
Jeez.
I hated the titles for the movie. Like it
Oh,
had to
I
be
hate
something
them.
with a home.
So
No Way
campy.
Home, Far From Home.
So cheesy and campy. Like, and then all these kids that say these Spider-Man movies are good, I can't wait till they grow up in their 20s and 30s and watch it again and be like, yeah, this was a piece of shit. Because I done that before. I watched movies like the Star Wars prequels. I enjoyed them as a kid, and then later on, I watched them and I saw more flaws.
I
Now
think
they're
once
not.
Yeah.
I think once we get better movies, people will look back and like actually see how bad the Spider-Man films were.
Yeah.
Because that happened with Star Wars. Because like it didn't take the sequels to come out for people to realize that the ones with Anakin weren't like that terrible compared to the sequels. Because it was because of the sequels that made everyone hate. I mean, actually, like made everyone like the prequels again because of how bad the sequels were.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember growing up, I didn't get the hating of the prequels because I would talk to people like they're like, oh, Paul, the prequels was terrible. And I didn't get it. I loved the prequels as a teenager and stuff. And then when I rewatched it right before Force Awakening, I saw a lot of flaws. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, I get what they're saying.
yeah, it's just time.
Yeah. I felt like George Lucas' biggest mistake in the prequels. If I could give him 2 huge mistakes he did, if he fixed those 2 mistakes, I think the prequels would have been all right. Never have Jar Jar Binks in the movie, and never killed off Darth Maul. If he correct those 2 mistakes, I think the prequels would have been way better. Do y'all agree or disagree?
Nah,
So
I
you
mean, I
said
agree.
no Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, I didn't care for
Yeah,
Jar Jar Binks. So yeah, it would
I
have
think he
been.
was a big reason why they failed.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks, he had to go.
Like
And then,
it's actually crazy how different Phantom Menace would have been without Jar Jar.
yeah, that race car scene was a bit too long too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
of course,
boring
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
The
that was
whole to me the whole opening scene when he went to God, where was he at? Where him and where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan went to
Was it
I think
Naboo?
yeah, Naboo, and they were talking to the guy that was like they were underwater, right? Like where were they at? Was they underwater
Yeah, it was like
somewhere?
some underwater area.
Yeah, like that whole entire part was just bad. Like that's where Jar Jar was from, his home. That's where they found Jar Jar.
yeah.
Like that whole part was bad. It was so bad.
Yeah, that the CGI on that scene kind of look kind of bad too if you rewatch it. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. It should have
yeah,
went straight to like it should just went straight to them going to Naboo and beating Padme, and like and then going to Tatooine to get Anakin. They could have completely skipped the whole Jar Jar stuff. Like that shouldn't have been in the movie at all.
Yeah, and then George Lucas is gonna lie and said that's one of his favorite characters of all time. You get out of here, fucking liar! You just had Jar Jar Binks in a fucking movie to sell toys to kids. That was it.
Yeah.
He thought about selling toys more than making great films. And directors and creators, they don't get it. If you make a good story, it's gonna sell itself. You don't need to put these side characters in it to sell shit.
Yeah, because you already had things selling already when he was making the movies back then, like the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo stuff, Darth Vader figures, lightsabers, Obi-Wan figure.
Mm-hmm. And I forgot, and I rewatched the original ones like 3-4 years ago. I forgot how annoying the androids was. R2D2, like they were
Oh
kind of
yeah,
annoying. They were kind of annoying, more than I thought they were.
in the original movies or
Yeah, in
the
the original
prequel.
movies. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like.
they kind of were.
Yeah, and I don't understand why George Lucas did those fucking Ewoks. That was stupid.
That
Have
was
those
also to
little
sell
ass
toys
creatures.
too.
You said what?
That was also to sell toys too, I think.
Yeah, that was. You could kind of add that to the death of Star Wars. Having those little Ewok, even though Return of the Jedi was a good movie, but having those Ewoks in those movies, defeating the stormtroopers, did kind of hurt that movie extremely.
Yeah, because it did make the stormtroopers look a lot less threatening.
Yeah. Uh, Let me read some of these topics. It says Mal didn't really die though. Maul didn't he really die? In my eyes, he died in a movie, but they brought him back in fan service in a stupid cartoon.
Yeah, technically he died, but they only brought him back for the show, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, well the show takes place in between, so he didn't really die." But yeah, I agree.
Right.
In my
Yeah.
eyes, he's dead.
Yeah. Omar said the original movies will always be top tier. Yep.
Yeah.
If people say the prequels are top tier, they're either young or they don't know Star Wars. Darth
Nah.
Maul in the cartoon was fan service. Yes, it was.
It was. He looked ridiculous with those little robot legs.
Hell yeah. Shit. It would have been interesting if they went with George Lucas sequels because he was going to bring Darth Maul back. It would have been
Yeah.
interesting.
But
I think
he was
that would
gonna
have been
bring
a
a
better
female
villain.
Darth Maul in though.
Yeah, that's trash to have that female Darth Maul. And I forgot her name, but that's
Darth Talon.
yeah, Darth Talon. And they said she was going to do most of the action. Like to me, that's garbage to me. Like I want to see Darth Maul do the action. He's one of fans' favorite. I met him twice. The guy that played Darth Maul. I should have got his autograph. Let me see. He says the Waddle Big Nose dude was kind of annoying in Phantom Menace to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anakin's slave master.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
But yeah, I felt like they was trying to be racist because he looked like he's like Mexican or something. I don't know. Like it looked like
little Waddy.
he looked like somebody like a foreign character. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah,
foreign person.
yeah, he was a foreigner.
He did.
You can tell by his accent.
Yeah. He said he was cool in the cartoon though, especially that fight with Palpatine.
Yeah, Darth Maul was cool in the cartoon. Like it was kind of
Yeah, the
goofy.
fights were cool.
It was kind of goofy seeing him at first with those spider legs, but like he had a good story though. So I thought it. I mean, it was fan service, but it worked for me though because he had a good like story.
How many seasons did that cartoon last?
7.
You said 7?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a lot of seasons.
It didn't need that many seasons. I thought it should have ended after like probably season 4 to me, 3 or 4. 7 was way too many.
Well, I think the thing was that it was all episodic, so it's
And
like
the seventh season I thought was the worst season too.
oh, what the first half?
The whole season of that seventh season was terrible.
Really, the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
The first half wasn't that good
Because
to me
most
because
of
it
it was
wasn't.
about Ahsoka, and then they were supposed to do the Order 66 stuff, but then they teased us at it supposed to be the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight again, but then they switched it all back to Ahsoka and it being told from her story. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to see this.
That was
Well, I
probably
mean, that was the. Well, I mean, that was the point though. Like, it wasn't supposed to show because
Like,
like Revenge of the
that's
Sith
when that
was
show
that was
officially
about
went to hell.
Anakin.
my thing with
The film was about
Ahsoka.
Anakin. The show's version was actually like following her point of view from it and explaining where she was at because like no one knew if she was alive or not. Or like, well, actually, in what was it? In Rebels, she was alive in Rebels, like way older, but no one knew how she survived. You know, the thing with Palpatine and you know the fall of the Jedi.
I
So
think that was just
that's
fan
explained it.
service. She should have been dead.
A lot of fans thought she died before Rebels.
my thing with Ahsoka, like she wasn't in the original movies. So when are we gonna see a scene where this bitch dies? Like she needs
That's a
to
good
die.
question. I don't know.
Yeah, because what I was trying to point out to Mel a while ago is like what makes Ahsoka such a pointless character to me is that she never existed prior to the Star Wars Clone Wars show. There was no implication of this character whatsoever or
In the
Anakin
movies.
having an apprentice in the movies or anything. So out of
Yeah,
nowhere, you expect me to believe that he has an apprentice after watching the movies from episode 1, 2, 3, and going all the way up to episode 9.
Yeah, it
I'm
wouldn't make
expected
sense
to
to
believe
me.
all of that. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And
It
even if
will
you
have to
place
be
her in
two
these
different
places,
universes.
yeah, it's like an alternate universe of that same timeline to me, which is more confusing than it needs to be.
well, I mean, it makes sense to me, I guess, because like it was like
How?
I think there was a 2 year gap between
We
Attack of the
should
Clones and Revenge of the Sith, so a lot can happen in 2 years.
at least saw her in Revenge of the Sith before, because we in Revenge of the Sith we saw Anakin turn into Darth Vader, so we should at least saw her somewhere in that situation.
So she's basically a retcon
Yeah,
character
yeah, she's a
because
retcon. Yeah,
they wrote her in
yeah, she's a
because she was
retcon.
never
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
I mean, she didn't retcon like the main plot though, but she was just added to the plot.
She changed some things around in the story, like Anakin's whole thing. Like none of that stuff was implied
Well,
or
let's put it this
hinted
way.
at
Like,
until her existence. You watching the Clone
let's
Wars show.
let's put it this way. They never said Anakin didn't have a Padawan or that he did have one. If they would have
Yeah,
said
we still would have been
if they would
implied
have
in the
said
show.
if they would have said that he didn't have a Padawan, then yeah, it would have been a retcon. But technically, they never said that he had no Padawan or he did
but
have one.
but why wouldn't he mention his Padawan at all in the movies? He should at least mention it once.
Well, I
And
mean,
if
that's
he had a
just you know,
Padawan, why would he be following
that's just
behind
real life.
Obi-Wan?
That's just
Yeah.
writing.
And if he had a Padawan, why would he still be following behind Obi-Wan?
Yeah,
I don't think he's falling behind Obi-Wan. They were a team.
no, he was
But he
still.
still wouldn't be following behind
He
him
wasn't
if he saw like
his
underling.
Well, I mean, they're best friends though. They're like brothers, pretty much.
Yeah, because Anakin was a knighted Jedi Knight, so he wasn't a Padawan learner.
They were just like brothers, so they did like most things together.
Yeah,
That's how I saw it.
that's how I saw. I agree with that, but I still don't get why Ahsoka wasn't mentioned in the prequel movies, and then they forced her in the show. It seems silly to me.
It was just to add more character for Anakin. That's
I
all it
gave you the
was.
real reason why she wasn't mentioned, but it just doesn't
Yeah,
make any sense. No
she didn't
matter what
exist
way you
yet.
put
Yeah,
it,
Yeah.
she didn't
you could
exist
still
yet.
you could still tell me. Mal could sit here and tell us all night long like where Ahsoka fits into this, and it still won't make no sense because she wasn't in the movie.
Let me read this comment. It says to add on Mal is saying Anakin also wasn't ranked as a master, but He was a student teacher as Ahsoka. And then he said Ahsoka having a show was blasphemy. I agree, especially what they did to Anakin.
And y'all forgetting too, she left the order too. She left way before all that happened in Revenge of the Sith. She wasn't even in that movie. I mean, technically she left the order like a year before, I think it all even happened.
Yeah, but it's still a mention or like a communication, like, oh yeah, I've made it to this place. Can you relay this message to Anakin or Obi-Wan or something like that?
Yeah,
like
she should at least had a cameo in the movie.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah. Well, that's just it's impossible because she didn't exist yet.
The show had holes in it. That's for sure. The show definitely had holes in it. I just wish George Lucas could just come out and say those are two different universes, but I don't think he's gonna do that. Shit. But we've been on here for an hour. Is there anything y'all want to add, or should we end this stream?
I don't have
nothing else to add.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all for joining. This was a good stream. Man, it feels like it's been months since you joined the stream, Mal.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so you said what?
I said, yeah, it definitely has been.
Yeah. Next time we do a stream, I'm going to have like 10 topics, so it could be longer.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm down.
Next time I'm gonna have like heli topics, so it can extend longer. But this was really like off of a flat. I didn't even know I was gonna stream today. I didn't know what I was gonna do today, so this was just off of a flat. So I'm glad that I got people to join. Shit, we was deep like earlier in this stream. We had like 6 people in here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, we was deep, man. I haven't been that deep in a minute, man. It feel like I'm gaining the same amount of views almost before I got my show deleted. So I appreciate the people that's watching my YouTube channel. I'm already a little over 500 subscribers now, so hopefully I could get to 700 or 800 by the end of the year. Then next year, be a YouTube partner again. So I really appreciate y'all for watching, leaving comments, all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So check out SSJ YouTube channel, y'all, and check out I mean, you change your channel name all the time. Is it still
yeah, I'm on different channels now, so I'm still on both. I'm
okay.
on both.
My, every like when I look at your videos, I'm like, damn, man, you changed your channel name again?
Yeah, I'm on different channels.
I'm about to change my second YouTube channel name. It's going to be called comicbooksuck.com. Starting November 1st, my second YouTube channel will be just comic book reviews. And on this channel, I'm going to be, starting November 1st, I'm going to be on camera every episode. So I won't be like talking behind scenes and footage and stuff.
Why November?
You said what? Well, I moved in my house October 20th.
Oh, okay.
So once I move into my house, I'm gonna put cool comic books and action figures and pops on my wall, and then I'm gonna have like a room for just YouTubing.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. So right now, like
being on camera definitely adds more engagement.
Oh, it definitely does. Because my first YouTube channel ever, y'all didn't see it, but I had the most views and stuff, and I was on camera in almost every episode. So
yeah.
I feel like I need to be on camera again so people could really see me screaming and hollering and throwing stuff and being mad. You know, I play a character, so y'all gonna see me acting crazy on camera. So I'm definitely gonna be on camera. I can't wait to show y'all my new YouTube setup starting November 1st. Yep. So I'm about to end this. May the force be with y'all, and make sure both of y'all train well. Yeah, y'all could be Jedi Knights one day.
I'm a master.
Yeah, right, my young Padawan learner. The force is strong with you, though.
The force is strong.
The force is strong with you, but you are not a master yet. Remember what Darth Vader said to Luke Skywalker in the second movie?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he like, the force is strong with you, but you are not a Jedi yet. Man, that lightsaber battle was kind of really cool. Like, to think about it. They don't even make lightsaber battles good anymore. Like the past shows and the new movies, the lightsaber battles suck. Shit.
They do.
Especially that the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Oh my god, those lightsaber battles suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. That's how I got my name back, boy, doing them Obi-Wan Kenobi rants. That they need to do a season 2 so I can shit on them again.
Those Ahsoka fights were horrible too.
Oh god, they were awful. And then I knew she was gonna beat the hologram Anakin Skywalker. I just knew it. Like, dudes can't win no matter what, even if it's like a dream sequence or anything. Dudes just can't win. That's not the formula. Females have to win all the time. But I guess I see y'all later. And if y'all just started the stream, rewatch it. The whole stream was good. Y'all might have some crackles, some jokes. And then I'm gonna post one more thing. This is the Cash App. It's almost Friday tomorrow. I know some of y'all motherfuckers about to get paid. If y'all want to help, $1, $2, whatever, Cash App right here. I'm about to have a house soon too, so if y'all want to give me a housewarming gift, put some money on here. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And I see y'all later.
All right. Peace.
Yep.
All right, peace.
I need to put some cold water down my throat. Pause.